Hello friends, my name is Richa. And those who all are listening to me for the first time, let me introduce you myself. I ended up scoring 8.5, 9, 7.5, 7.5 in my IELTS General Training exam. And today, through this video, I'll be talking about assessment criteria of the writing section. It is very important to understand and to know and to make aware yourself what an examiner expects you to write in the writing section. And how do you really fulfill that criteria? Let's begin by understanding the marking criteria of the IELTS writing test. And these four criteria are task achievement, task response, coherence and cohesion, grammar, lexical resource. Lexical resource is your vocabulary only. Now, task achievement is primarily for the task 1, which is summary in academics and letter in the general writing. Whereas task response is for task 2, which is essay in both academics and the general training. Now let's understand the task achievement in detail. In case of general training task 1, which is letter writing, you need to give the reason of the writing, you need to address all the prompts given in the question, and you need to use the accurate tone. Let's understand these criteria by taking a sample letter. Let's have a look. Here is a public park near where you live. You have heard that the local council wants to sell this park. Write a letter to a local newspaper. In your letter, introduce yourself, describe the importance of the parks, and what action you will take if the council continues with its plan. So as while reading, we understood that this is a formal letter. So the tone is going to be the formal. And then you'll begin your letter by giving the reason and by using or addressing all the prompts which are given in the bullet points. Now comes the task achievement in case of the academics writing task 1, wherein you need to write a summary according to any of one of these questions, which could be bar graph, line chart, pie chart, table format, or the combination of any of these two. Herein, you need to logically organize the summary by following the structure. You need to highlight main or the significant trends only, and also give the appropriate information in the overall or the overview paragraph. Now let's see the task response in case of writing task 2, which is an essay in both academics and general training. Let's have a look on a sample question. In many countries, the level of crime is increasing and crimes are becoming more violent. Why do you think this is and what can be done about it? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples for your experience. Write at least 250 words. As you can see from the question, you are about to answer two questions, which are why do and what can be done. So, for task response, you need to address both parts of the question. And you should not list the ideas in simple bullet points or in simple sentences. Rather, you should present your idea, develop your ideas, justify it with further explanation and examples. Now comes the second criteria, which is coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion is all about your ability to logically organize and interconnect different ideas, sentences, and paragraphs using appropriate linking devices. There should always be a smooth and a natural transition between the paragraphs from one idea to the other. And always use appropriate and variety of linking words. Avoid repetition, overusage, or underusage of the same. Now let's dig into the coherence, which refers to the logically sequencing the ideas. And here, you should always have a structured way of writing or presenting an essay. In case of an essay, you should always start with an introduction, followed by 2 or 3 body paragraphs, and lastly the conclusion. Here, the third body paragraph is always optional. You'll end up writing the third body paragraph only if the question demands it. Otherwise, you should always follow the introduction, followed by the 2 body paragraphs, and lastly the conclusion. Here is the essay writing framework, which starts with the introduction, and in introduction you have your background statement followed by the paraphrasing of the question and then the thesis statement. Then in body paragraph 1 you always start with the first topic sentence or the main point which you consider that you can really explain it very well with the examples. Then you further explain it, give the examples, and lastly give the closing statement. And in closing statement, you actually give the smooth transition to the next paragraph. In the next body paragraph, you start with your second main topic or the main point, then explains it further by giving the examples, and then you give the closing statement. Lastly, in the conclusion, you start with to conclude or to sum up, then you paraphrases the question, and lastly explains your opinion as per the thesis statement. Cohesion means connecting the ideas and different paragraphs. You can always use the linkers and cohesive devices such as for adding information you can use and, in addition, as well as, also, to, so on. For sequencing ideas you can use the former, the later, firstly, secondly, finally, the first point, the following, so on. Giving a reason, due to the fact that, owing to the fact that, because. And giving a result, you can use therefore, so, consequently, this means that, as a result, and so on. Now comes the third criteria, which is grammar. Grammar represents the usage of the range of grammatical structures and its accuracy. You can use the grammar in terms of types of sentences, which could be simple, compound, and complex. You should use accurate tenses and its combination, if clauses and conditionals, relevant and accurate punctuations, and lastly, comparatives. In order to get at least 7 band in your writing sections, you are really required to introduce yourself with the different grammatical structures and practice it while writing the different essays, letters, and your summary questions. In order to get at least 7 band in your writing section, it is really very crucial that you should introduce yourself with a different range of the grammatical structures and practice it while writing your essay, letter, or the summary question. Lastly is the lexical resource or your vocabulary range. Always avoid simple, common, and informal language. Always try to use uncommon formal words. Avoid repetition of the words. Avoid the word very. And try to use correct collocations, which is the arrangement of the word in the sentence. Then practice paraphrasing and synonyms. And lastly, follow the appropriate tone. As I've already mentioned, it is very important to make aware yourself about what an examiner expects and how to fulfill that criteria. So if you find the content helpful, kindly drop your feedback on fb.com/unlockieltswithricha. And for more such videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. All the best.